Hello, YouTube world. Welcome to another discussion of Squared Circle. Yes, that just happened. We're here for the biggest party of the summer.
Woo!
We're here to talk about
SummerSlam!
Woo! It's the 30th edition of SummerSlam. We're here to bring you our predictions/thoughts on for tonight's big 6-hour show.
Oh my goodness. Lots of craziness gonna happen.
Biggest party of the summer. I expect to it. I hope it's good. I can always hope for good.
Well, I mean, I did catch TakeOver last night, and I have to say, I'm really hoping that SummerSlam pulls it off.
SummerSlam needs to be at least that good, if not better. Otherwise, there's something horribly wrong within the E.
So
simple as that.
So, like the last 15 years.
Anyways.
We're alright, so let's get right up to the bat. We're gonna start with the 3 kickoff match shows for the pre-show, which we're
by the
not
way,
covering.
The pre-show, just so you know, is 2 hours long.
On its own.
On its own, plus another 4 hours. So yeah, this is why we're not actually covering the pre-show.
And hopefully it doesn't run as long as WrestleMania did.
Who knows?
No, I'm just hoping not for that extra hour we got.
Yeah.
So up first we got Akira Tozawa in his rematch with Neville for the Cruiserweight title.
Oh.
I think I'll go first. I thought they should have saved this till SummerSlam and not the whole give free matches on Raw shtick. But hey, that's just me. Personally, I think, this is going to be first of all, it's a free show on a pre-show. So I'm pretty sure that, to me, Akira Tozawa is going to retain. It's the second solid win over Neville. It's going to solidify himself on the roster and as a champion. And, give Neville a break because, he spent the last 200 days as champion.
Yeah, but I was kind of hoping for a 205-day reign. But
we can all dream.
Yeah.
But I think Tozawa's gonna retain, even though I do have a bit of a soft spot for Neville, as much as it might pain me a little bit to admit that.
Okay.
I think the bigger problem isn't whether or not he's going to retain, as it is to why is he going to retain. This could. My thought on this is that it's going to look like he's going to win it anyway, so Neville is going to just absolutely lose it on him and just beat on it.
I expect that after the match.
Beat on him to the point where he gets disqualified. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying Akira retains the title, but it won't be because he wins cleanly. It'll be because Neville decided he'd had enough of losing to this guy and decided, I'm going to take him out.
Okay, so one of the next matches on the card is the New Day versus the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship.
Anybody who doesn't see this as...
it's funny. You know how you mentioned the whole thing with Akira Tozawa in the last match? I think that I expect that same result here.
You're expecting shenanigans to happen and cause the New Day to retain?
Mm-hmm. Just because here's the thing, because the Usos have more of a reason to just
The question is shenanigans on whose part?
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Is it going to be one of the New Day that does this, or is it going to be somebody else? And given what that specific tag team division looks like, we're talking SmackDown here. I'm saying someone else gets involved. Somebody outside of the match.
You?
Well, obviously New Day's going to retain. As for whether or not I think shenanigans might happen, I mean, it has happened before, but I also don't want to say that that would be a reason to think that it might, because you never know.
And now we move forward to the third and final kickoff match. 6-man tag team match. On one corner, we got Jason Jordan and the Hardys, both Matt and Jeff, versus The Miz, Bo Dallas, and Curtis Axel, The Miz Taraj.
With Maurice being there.
I'm not sure how much of a factor Maurice's being there is going to play in this, but as much as I don't want this to happen, I see this being a win for The Miz and The Miz Taraj. It is the only thing, in fact, that saves the Hardys is Jason. And there's a part of me that wants to say heel turn, perhaps, coming. The question isn't during or after, it's how far after. I don't think it's going to happen during the match. I think if it happens today, it'll happen right afterward. If not, I still see it coming, though. I still see a heel turn coming for him. And he's probably going to take it out on dear old Dad. And that's just my personal belief. As for who I think is actually going to win, like I said, I think it's going to be Miz and The Miz Taraj.
I've been watching the E for a long, long time. Like, I remember when The Miz made his debut. We all know this. Anyway, I'm actually going to disagree with you. I honestly think the Hardys and Jason are going to take it.
Any particular reason why you think that's coming?
Because of the fact that the E is playing on Jason Jordan being the illegitimate son of Kurt Angle. And that being said, I think that's what they're going to do. Have him win his first major win at a big pay-per-view on the Raw brand.
I'm not so sure I agree. That's all. What about you?
I see Miz Taraj winning cleanly, but not for the Jason Jordan heel turn, which I do see coming in the next couple of months. I actually think they're actually gonna win because, well, I know how the company works. Think about it. They all got squashed by Brock about 2 weeks ago. So I'm thinking to myself, I think they're gonna get their comeuppance tonight. For that reason. So yeah, Miz Taraj, clean win. Also, the IC title not on the line of SummerSlam, that is a shame. That is a crime.
That one you and I are in absolute agreement on. Like, the idea that the Intercontinental title is not even part of the equation in this says to me that the company has no idea
you relegated the IC title
what they're doing with regards to one of their big titles. Or at least historically, the IC title has always been a fairly big title, and the fact that it's not even going to be a factor in this just
hell, the
blows my mind.
The US title's on the main card, for God's sakes.
Don't get me started on that.
So, on the card, we have the Fatal 4-Way match for the Universal Championship. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe versus Braun Strowman.
I see this, first of all, this match being the last match of the night.
Yeah, so
I mean, they haven't posted this as official yet, but I suspect it's going to be the last match of the night.
I'm expecting an all-out brawl.
We all know there's going to be a bloodbath. We all know that they're just going to beat on each other. But as far as who's going to win, the only way I see, because Lesnar's already threatened, I don't keep the title, I'm leaving. The only way I see that not happening is for someone to take it from him cleanly. And the only person that has in my opinion, the ability to take it from him cleanly without drawing the ire of Brock Lesnar is probably Braun Strowman. And that's who I'm calling for this. I'm saying Braun Strowman, clean win over Lesnar, that there is in fact some kind of shenanigans going on though in the background that makes it so that Lesnar says, no, I want a rematch with this guy. I need to have this rematch. Just plain and simple. Otherwise, it's going to end up having to be Lesnar because, I mean, they don't want a repeat of previous years where someone has walked off with the title and stuck it in your fridge.
So who do you think's going to win the Fatal 4-Way?
I think Brock's cleanly walking out of there with his belt still. He's keeping that thing till Mania. I'm still solidified on that fact. And here's the thing, if Brock was gonna lose, I still agree with her. I still think it's gonna be Strowman because for some reason in the back of my mind I still think Reigns is getting screwed out of this match by Taker.
We hadn't brought up the fact that we've just recently found out that Taker's gonna be at SummerSlam.
Here's the thing though.
There is like
New York, but I don't know if he's actually going to be at Slam.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I suspect he's going to be there. He's either there for two reasons. Either A, to be at the pay-per-view, or B, they just brought him along to promote the video game, and hey, his family gets to watch the events, and woo.
I don't see that. That is not his style. He does not generally just show up in New York unless he has a reason to be there. So, the possibility of the screw job coming from Taker and maybe that rivalry, here's the other possibility. We've seen Lesnar and Taker before.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if Strowman wins it, but Taker ends up being something happening wherein Taker interferes in the match, and that creates an instant feud between Lesnar and Taker again.
Yeah, I don't see the company.
I don't see them doing that, but I mean, I honestly didn't see them taking the title off of or the streak off of Undertaker in the first place. So,
still a sore spot. I wasn't done. I haven't even said mine yet.
I know.
So as much as I would love to see Reigns with the title again, because of as you can see, they're kind of annoyed with how much I talk about the Shield, especially now that Dean and Seth have finally reunited, put their differences aside. Thank God. I honestly would see Braun being the one to take it.
Oh, one more thing I wanted to add. Joe's going to take the pinfall. Just want to put that out there. He's the only one not being protected.
Samoa Joe?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, next up we get Naomi and Natalya for the WWE SmackDown Live Women's Champion. I'm going to jump in there and say I don't give a crap if there's a cash-in tonight or 4 months down the line. Give the belt to Natty.
She needs it.
This is probably going to be her last chance to be even in a title match with how later in her career she's in.
One of the things that scares me, and you just touched on it, is the idea of Carmella with the briefcase.
And cashing it in on Natty?
I'm saying Natalya wins. They're both probably so beat down by the end of it, though, that Carmella cashes in and takes it from Natty same night, which then puts Carmella versus Natalya at the next
SmackDown pay-per-view?
pay-per-view.
You forget though, Naomi would still have a rematch clause.
She would.
And how they booking multi-women matches lately, that would not surprise me either.
Who knows?
Who knows?
So we also have
Oh.
Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship. And originally it was supposed to be Bayley, but unfortunately with her shoulder injury, it's now Sasha.
I see one of two things. Either A, they're going to start hot potatoing it again and put the title on Sasha, or Alexa keeps it. Actually, no, Alexis retains. I'm sorry. I don't see Sasha winning.
And again, this is a spot where you and I disagree. And I'll tell you why. I see Sasha taking it, there being a rematch at some point, at which point Alexa still loses. And then Bayley comes back and says, I want my shot at this. And then that creates Sasha versus best friend Bayley for the title. You can't tell me I'm wrong that that's not where the company has wanted to head with this. They've hinted at it a few times with,
Well, here's the thing. They want to do Bayley Sasha again, but they want Bayley to hold the title this time. Because when they did last time in NXT, it was Sasha.
Well, the thing is, if Sasha's holding the title and Bayley takes it from her,
Ooh.
and that's how I see it, and that is the reason I say Sasha takes it from. I can't believe I'm about to say this. She
takes it from Miss Bliss?
She takes it from Little Miss Bliss.
Okay, so Alexis, Sasha.
I'm gonna say Sasha. And it took me a minute to think on that one. Because I have seen what Little Miss Bliss can do. And you do not want to take off a short girl. Ever. But I still see Sasha winning it. Again, going back to what you said of the Sasha versus Bayley thing.
Alright, so 2 for 1. Oh, this is going to be fun. But let's move on to some of the better matches. Next up, U.S. title match. AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, with Shane McMahon as the guest referee.
Shane O'Mac! That's
No,
pretty much what I'll be doing all night.
No,
Just saying.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just going to be blunt about it. AJ retains. This sets up a match between KO and Shane down the line.
And I agree with him.
And exactly where does that not... Given what we've already seen, Shane has gotten kicked in the head.
By
Twice.
both of them?
By both of them. The match... That only works if it does work if AJ retains. It doesn't necessarily work very well if KO takes the belt off of AJ.
No.
Because then KO's got no reason to feud with... He's got a reason to continue fighting with AJ. Doesn't have a reason to fight
Shane O'Mac.
Shane McMahon. And... Sorry, but...
I personally would love to see a feud between KO and Shane O'Mac. Like, that would be awesome, in my opinion.
So let me get this straight. We're all going for AJ here?
We
yes.
are all going for
Oh,
AJ
yes.
Styles. We are all
Styles
in
is
the same
definitely
boat.
retaining.
That
Styles
warms my
is
heart.
retaining, and I hate to say that because I like Kevin Owens as a performer, but this is the only way that KO and Shane eventually start heading towards a fight between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Orton versus Rusev is another match.
Why?
Here's one of the more complicated...
That's my question. I don't care what is happening. I just want to know why.
Well, here's why I see things happening. So, we saw Randy Orton get a clean win over the champion a few weeks ago. He's still riding that Randy Orton wave. And on the other flip side, you have Rusev, who's been given and / done nothing since his return. Hell, they even scrapped a storyline before he came back. So I'm thinking to myself, and this is the same situation later down the line when we talk about another match. I think Rusev needs to win more than Orton to keep him going forward. And Orton
to keep him relevant.
Yeah, keep him relevant.
Keep him relevant, Rusev needs to have a win.
Because Orton's gonna be relevant regardless. But Rusev, he needs to win as a reset button moving forward.
Well, I mean, Orton's been around for quite a while now.
Mm-hmm.
And he was if I'm not mistaken, the youngest champ?
Mm-hmm. Youngest world heavyweight champion, yes.
Like, and no one can take that away from the Viper.
So what about you two? I'm
gonna say the Viper.
Okay.
Sorry. Rusev needs this win. Rusev's going to take it. It's not going to be pretty. That much I can tell you. It is not going to be pretty.
Oh, can we get to one of my favorite ideas for the can we get to that one of my favorite matches?
Favorite ideas.
Idea match thing.
Oh.
Okay, I'm also have had coffee today.
No, it's the fact I'm sorry, but there's no way to me that a shark cage is a good idea. It's never a good idea. Yeah, let's have wrestlers look like strippers 20 feet in the air. Yeah. That's fun. We got Big Cass versus Big Show with Enzo Amore
in a shark cage suspended above the ring.
So dumb.
But
okay, let's first. We are all in agreement that the shark cage idea is dumber than dumb, and they should stop doing this with putting anybody in a cage above the ring.
I get why they did it with Enzo, though. I get that one.
Why you're gonna have an
I want to see. Here's the thing.
Why you're gonna see an overhyper ADHD man try to stand in the cage for 15 minutes? You're lucky the man doesn't break the cage and fall. Well,
I mean, that could still happen.
Hey.
Sorry.
The match, though, on the other hand, is...
Here's the thing.
Big Show to take it.
Here's the thing. It's just like the match we were just talking about. I feel like this is... A lot of these are the old guard handing over the new set of keys.
and for that reason... As much as I don't want to see Cass win this, he is going to win it, and in the end, it'll end up somehow turning out with the Big Show being the one inside the cage.
Okay, that's going a little far. He can't even fit. What's he gonna do? Sit in there?
As in, after he's beaten Enzo, Enzo gets let out of the cage, and maybe, if they're smart, Enzo and Cass stuff the Big Show into the cage.
You're going for my hopeful idea, the heel reuniting. Because I'm sorry, the big Cass Enzo split. I'm sorry, I knew it was coming eventually at one point for storyline wise, but it was too early and you made it dumb. So hopefully Enzo does a heel turn. I don't know, throws down a little pair of brass knuckles they hid in his shorts or something. I don't know, toss it down in the ring. Just do it. Big Cass already has a lot of heat coming to this match, as we saw last Monday. And for Enzo Amore to turn on the Big Show, it would just be the nice little strawberry on the cake. What about you? Miss, I love the shark cage because Enzo's sitting in it.
Well, I have my reasons for liking it. And one of them is because I know of the backstage brawls and the backstage heat that he's got going, with most of them really not liking him. I have my own reasons to dislike him. But I'm gonna say Big Show. Because of Enzo trying to help Cass.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're saying Big Cass wins?
No, I'm saying Show wins because Enzo helps Big Cass.
Okay.
In his own way.
I don't know how that's possible with him in a shark cage unless he, like you mentioned, with him maybe throwing down brass knuckles, and it's Big Show who picks the knuckles up and takes out Cass.
I would love that he put the brass knuckles on his hurt hand. Just be like, all right, let's see if this works.
Whack.
That's a doable thing, although I still say...
You're still saying
I'm
Cass.
still saying Cass.
Now, here's one I'm pretty sure a lot more people are excited to see. We got the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt...
Versus the Demon Finn Balor! The Demon King.
I don't know why I tried doing that by myself. I should have let you. But I'm going to be...
Here's the thing. I don't even care at this point who wins that match. I just know it's going to be phenomenal to watch because...
We get our Demon King back!
The self-proclaimed, professed Eater of Worlds and the new face of fear against
the Demon.
The Demon King.
The Demon Finn Balor comes out. If that doesn't set the tone for the whole match, they're doing something wrong, because that should shock Bray Wyatt, because Wyatt up to this point has not seen this.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry. True. And the only time I saw a look of shock on Bray Wyatt, I'm pretty sure it was Undertaker. That was the only time. This.
Well, I mean, Seth has faced Finn, as we saw last year, which I'm not going to touch on because that's still a sensitive subject. But I do see Finn taking the win on this.
I think we all agree on that
one. I would like to see Finn, but to be honest, either one could win. It will still be one hell of a match, and it's.
Here's the thing, Here's the thing, though. You say that, but I feel like if Bray Wyatt gets the win, it'll kind of just let all the air out of the balloon.
Here's the thing. They keep doing that with Bray Wyatt, though. How many times has he been up there and they've taken the wind out of his sails?
Yeah, but this is a different case, though.
Is it?
Not really.
Yeah, you're gonna have the demon. Really. You're gonna have the demon come out for the first time in a year and lose.
No. Well, no. I'm saying Finn Balor takes it.
Oh, with Bray. Here's the thing. Bray Wyatt is involved into
If Bray Wyatt takes it, all that does is poke a big hole in Finn's demon persona, and it does nothing. Mm-hmm. It really doesn't do anything for Wyatt to do that. It does incredible damage to the believability of Finn Balor.
Especially considering that Demon Finn, as far as the Demon's character is concerned, he's only lost once as being the Demon.
That's true, too.
So, again, Finn Balor takes it because it doesn't make sense. Even if you like Bray Wyatt, it doesn't make sense for them to destroy Finn Balor's credibility as this unstoppable, particularly the Demon Finn Balor, as an unstoppable force.
But I think we'll leave that subject there. Next, we get the Raw Tag Team Champions. We got Sheamus and Cesaro. Cesaro versus the newly reunited Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins.
Woohoo!
Anybody who's not calling the Shield 2.0 or 3.0 or whatever they're deciding to call this mini Shield reunion, if anyone who doesn't see them taking the tag team titles off of Cesaro and Sheamus, first of all, isn't paying attention to what's happening behind the scenes. And one of those things is Sheamus is about to be off for several months to do a film project. Mm-hmm. You cannot be off television for that long holding on to a title. It just doesn't make sense. If Cesaro and Sheamus retain, that's bad for them. That's bad for the company, and it really destroys the whole point of having Dean and Seth reunite in the first place. So Seth, Dean,
I can actually point to example where that has happened. Remember when Miz left to go film the Fifth Marine? He was off TV for a little over a month. while holding the seatbelt. I know, dumb, but that's an example right there of what the E can do. Now, obviously, I don't even have to ask you.
We've missed a couple in here, by the way.
No, we didn't. We only missed 2. And we're going to cover them.
Well, it's pretty straightforward, I think, for those who've been paying attention, who I think will win this. The Shield Boys.
Whoa. Technical difficulties.
No.
Extreme technical difficulties. We're going to pause this, and we will join
just
you.
Lost power.